Hello again, everybody. Welcome to Spring Wildflower Folklore, Part 3, the continuing saga of some of our beautiful spring ephemerals. And I've got one right here in the woods beside me. And remember what I was telling you in the previous segment about the doctrine of signatures? Well, this is another plant that the name of the plant actually is based on that idea of the doctrine of the signatures. So let me turn the camera around and we'll take a look. So here's our next plant. This is called Leaved To Thwart. It's a member of the cruciferae group of plants. Crucifer, you might hear in that word, cruciferae, cross-like, referring to the four petals of this blossom that are sort of cross-shaped. According to the doctrine of the signatures, this plant is supposed to cure toothache because on its roots there are some white tooth-like projections which reminded somebody of teeth. So that's how it got its name, and that's what it's supposed to be good for taking care of toothache. Now there's something unique about this particular plant. Let's go over here and take a look at this blossom right here. Hopefully you can see this. That blossom right there. How many petals do you see on there? I see 5, not 4. Proof again that nature does not read the book. So while this plant normally has 4 petals in a blossom, here's one that has 5. And you might see some of our native pollinators that have been flying in and out of the picture there. These flowers, these early spring ephemerals, are so important for our native pollinators, the little sweat bees and the mining bees, which rely on these for nectar, and then of course are in turn pollinated by those insects that come to visit. So there's another species of toothwort in Geauga County. Let's go down here. Here it is, right there, that leaf. This plant here has buds on it. This is called two-leaved or broad-leaved toothwort. And if you're wondering why it's called two-leaved toothwort when you're seeing 6 leaves there, it's because this plant has a compound leaf. So it has 2 compound leaves that are made up of 3 leaflets each. So there's one, and there's the second one. And the little buds aren't quite open yet, but they will be shortly, as long as the weather stays warm and sunny like this. Another thing I want to tell you about two-leaved toothwort is that it happens to be the host plant for the caterpillar of a small white butterfly that we have here in Geauga County that's actually not doing so well in the world. It's called the West Virginia white butterfly, and that plant two-leaved toothwort that we just looked at is the preferred host plant for the caterpillar. The caterpillars will also eat cut-leaved toothwort, and the unfortunate thing is that the adult butterfly can sometimes be fooled into laying its eggs on that nasty invasive garlic mustard. And when that happens, the eggs will hatch, but the caterpillars, once they start eating the garlic mustard leaves, will die because there are chemicals inside that plant that kills them. So that's not a good thing when you're not doing so well in the world. So if you see garlic mustard in your woods, oh my gosh, pull it out, get rid of that nasty stuff. It's not good for many other reasons, not only the West Virginia white. So pull it out, because the West Virginia white certainly will thank you very much for it. I found here in the woods a wonderful example of the wildflower called Trout Lily. What a beauty. It has many names. See if I can remember them all. Fawn lily, thousand leaf, adder's tongue, dogtooth violet. But it's not a violet, so don't be misled by that name. So it's called trout lily because it blooms during trout season. But also, if you take a look at that leaf, see the mottled leaf there with the green and brown? Reminded somebody of the skin of a brook trout. Called fawn lily because of the two leaves that look like fawn's ears. It was called adder's tongue because after this plant blossoms and makes its fruit capsule, the ovary looks like the head of a snake, and then the stigma, which is one of the flower parts that sticks out from that ovary, is sort of forked at the end, and it looks like a snake's tongue. And you'll see in the next slide what that looks like. We have a little image in there. But trout lily, it takes 6 or 7 years before the flower blooms. You'll see the leaves popping up on the forest floor, and those are leaves that at some future point will turn into this lovely yellow flower that the Roman soldiers apparently used to camp near, and they would use it on foot sores after marching all day.